Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video on Supergirl Season 3, and today we'll be talking about some new news that has come out a few weeks ago about Mon-El. So I never actually got round to making this video until now because my schedule is actually pretty busy. So I'm sure many of you guys have already seen the article, but today I'll be giving you guys some updates regarding his return and what could happen with him returning, and also this video is actually just going to act as a huge update video for all of you guys that haven't been caught up on how Mon-El could return and, you know, the circumstances surrounding that. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any Supergirl videos this year. So in this video I'll read segments of the interview Chris Wood recently did regarding Mon-El. So here is what he said. He's carrying the baggage of where he's been and what he's been through. So that is just one segment, and we'll talk about the rest of the segments later. So this actually confirms the idea that when he went through the wormhole at the end of season 2, he actually went somewhere, to a planet or to a moon or somewhere where something could have happened, rather than he just went through and was left in space, which was really not on the tables, but you know, it's a very big possibility. So he has obviously experienced something in his time away during the 6 months or so, and that he has been off doing some stuff, and this backs up the news that Saturn Girl is actually coming to the show, and when Mon-El returns we will see the introduction of Saturn Girl most likely, which is just a theory for now, but the Legion of Superheroes have been confirmed to be a big part of season 3, and in the comics Mon-El is a prominent member of the Legion of Superheroes, so it would make sense that wherever the wormhole actually took him, which we'll talk a bit about later, would actually lead him to meeting some of the members of the Legion. And quickly I wanted to add in the theory of where he could have gone, like I just said. I know I did a video about this a while back, and for those who missed it I will quickly recap the theory that I have, and also a lot of people do have, and also leave the link to the actual full in-depth video in the description below. So Chris Wood said that during the opening scene of episode 1 of season 3 there is a hint as to where Mon-El is, and in the background we see a planet with a gas ring around it. So I'm nearly 100% certain that the wormhole was not actually a portal leading him to the future like many people thought, just due to the fact that in the comics the Legion of Superheroes is from the 31st century, which I never actually believed, as why would they send him to outer space in order to just retcon that and bring him back to Earth in the future? So it always made more sense that the portal where he left was actually leading him to a planet, and this planet could be Saturn, as in the background we see a planet with a gas ring around it. But the best theory for now is that he is actually on Saturn's moon, Titan, as we can see a ringed planet behind him, showing us that he is on a planet next to one of those gas ring planets, and Titan is Saturn's moon, and also backing up the theory that in the comics Saturn Girl is actually from Titan, and she is expected to debut when Mon-El actually returns, so this makes a whole load of sense if he's actually on Titan. So here is another part of the interview. He does reveal, that being Chris Wood, that when Mon-El returns it's going to mix things up quite a bit. You know, his return affects everyone, Wood says. Whatever agenda or personality change he comes with is going to shake things up. This guy who was one thing is now another thing, and what he carries with him, it provides a different perspective to what the other characters are doing, and it sort of changes the dynamic of the group in another way. It definitely creates a domino effect. So in this segment, Wood actually talks about the dynamic that he will have returning to the show and how it will change the dynamic of the main cast of Supergirl. So with his return, it will mix things up a bit. So with what he's been doing throughout his time away, that being Mon-El, somehow he has changed, and back in this point is the fact that the Legion are actually coming, and this is a fact that they are actually coming. It was confirmed by Kevin Smith. So maybe whilst he was away he became a full-fledged hero, so with his return perhaps being a hero, he will look upon the others in a different way, and maybe he will cause some conflicts, or the other people will cause some conflicts just due to how Mon-El has actually changed, and now he does things another way because of his experiences during his time away. But remember, this is just all theory, and when Wood actually talks about the domino effect, he means with Mon-El back there, it has repercussions, which could be emotional or physical repercussions, so knock-on effects affecting the plot and probably a lot of our main characters. So he will most likely be suiting up when he returns. So in season 2, by the end of the season, Kara thought he was ready, and throughout season 2 he changed and actually molded into the hero persona. And with his time away, I'm sure he's been thinking of a cool suit idea, maybe the Valor suit from the comics. I think that would be pretty cool if they went comic book accurate, hopefully. And also being a superhero, as we know he was aspiring to put on the cape during season 2, and he could definitely come up with the name Valor. And backing up the fact that he's going to be suiting up in the comic book accurate suit is when he left, he said, "You will always be in my heart." And in the comic books, even though he's not from the House of El, he has the House of El logo on his chest where his heart is, and that could just be some symbolism as to Kara actually being in his heart, so she's constantly there. It's a constant reminder, and I think that would be a very good idea to actually go with a comic book accurate costume. But anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
It doesn't make us strong, it doesn't make us weak. Tongue tied to service like Shaq Free.